screen. Say council needs a leader broomer to sweep that. Oma took the broom. But actually, it's great to see Councilor Tiawan Gongloe. I mean, so much energy. Yesterday, I was sharing a video with the team in the radio department. I saw Council in a suit doing exercise. Yeah, Council, wait, you live on air.
Yeah, I know that.
The other president who wrestle.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, so I don't know, just do it.
Yeah, he's doing it. Yeah, he will do it. So I saw Council. Yeah, I'll send it to you shortly. I saw Council exercising, and people were driving along the way and say, "What? That one down there. Let's go. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2." I said, somebody should stand behind before you fall. And interestingly, it went for almost 15, 20 minutes. Yes, but actually, it's great to have the face of the Liberian People Party. To what people tell plenty call and say yes. O'Neill, we monitor you guys every morning. Continue to do this for your country, like you always say in the midst of all. I mean, country first. Well, Council, it's great to have you live on the Breakfast Show. Good morning to you again.
Good morning. I'm happy to be here again. I'm always happy to be here.
How you doing?
I follow you every morning. I like your critical discussions. It's helping all of us to think about Liberia more. Health-wise, I'm fine. I'm thankful to God. I think I'm the richest person in the world when it comes to health.
Okay.
Because good health is real wealth. At 66, going to 67 on Sunday.
Okay. Your birthday Sunday.
Yes, I have never spent a night in a hospital out of any illness. The only time I spent time in a hospital was when, because of my advocacy for journalists and all these people threw me in jail in 2002, and I spent 7 days at the SD Cooper Hospital. But in my whole life, I've never spent a night at a hospital. So God has been good to me.
How is the LPP, the Liberian People Party? How is it?
It's growing in strength. And the team Gongloe started by Jimmy Bumbo, Lamin Bagua, and the rest of the gentlemen who have been behind me for years to run for the presidency, is the soul of the LPP that revived the LPP. And so the LPP is growing now. We have chapters in all of the counties, and more and more people are coming to LPP. And so, yes, LPP is doing well.
Is the message resonating? I mean, day by day, you're giving the strength, you're moving everywhere. Yesterday, you visited 9, hold on, Council. You visited 9 political parties' headquarters. And I was saying, what is Council doing? I saw you at the CDC headquarters, you went to Unity Party, and so on. What's going on?
No, leaders have to think when other people are sleeping, real leaders. And you have to take risk. You have to see what is important. What is important in this country right now is to maintain the peace. And to maintain the peace, you have to unite people around the national interest.
In the midst of all country
Yes.
first.
In the midst of all country first. That can be compromised. There's one star that's on my clothes here.
They design on you.
Yes.
You bought this from Ghana. You bought this from Nigeria.
Right here. It was made here on Benson Street.
Okay.
That's why I'll get all the votes on Benson Street.
Okay.
You got to say, they say when you win, we'll make money because people like to wear what the president wears. And so you'll be wearing our clothing, so everybody will be coming on Benson Street to buy our clothes. This was designed on Benson Street and made on Benson. You see how good our tailors are. So with the Liberian flag, the map of Liberia, everything. I want to be what Liberia desires. Unity, reconciliation. Let me tell you, going around the country, I've been deliberate about places I've gone and what things I've done. You'll be surprised that last year I was gowned by the people of Grand Jeddah. This year in Butuo, where the war started, I was gowned by the people of Nimba. And guess what? Incidentally, on that day, I was wearing a gown for Grand Jeddah. And I didn't know that the people of Nimba were going to gown me. Then they said, we're about to gown. You took up the gown. I said, no, put the gown over this gown. So they put the Nimba gown over the Grand Jeddah gown. I said, here standing is a symbol of unity and reconciliation. Given what happened between the Grand Jeddah and Liberian during the war, how come I'm wearing a gown that the people of Grand Jeddah gave me last year, and then the Nimba people give me a gown today? So the two gowns are together. unity and reconciliation. That is the one, those are the two objectives that no political leader should compromise. And what I did yesterday, I've heard a lot of harsh words being exchanged by political leaders. For example, Honorable Joseph Boakai talked about the president in a negative way. He too responded. And before that, Prince Johnson said something about him in his church. He too responded.
To Joel.
Yeah. Yeah. And so when he responded, I called, I said, no, these are two political leaders. And when they get angry, then people will get angry too. And then anger will spread. So I called the president of the Council of Churches, Reeves, Reverend Reeves, and say, please intervene. And to his credit, I must thank you on his air, Reverend Reeves intervened. Talked to Senator Prince Johnson and even went to the office of the president. We as leaders must see early warning signs of conflict and prevent it. We're an old nation. We don't expect all the time for people to come here to deal with our issues. Some of the issues we should deal with them ourselves. And that's what I'm trying to do. Yesterday, I went to the first I started with CDC. Yeah, I must tell you, my driver, everybody in the car was scared.
Well, I mean, this is a political party headquarters.
It is a political party headquarters, but they have never been.
How the decision came about?
They have never been.
Let's turn into this compound and say, why is it you only gave your support to judge we have re-elections?
I carry a team of journalists in the vehicle. That's why you saw it. I carried somebody from Spoon TV. I didn't carry somebody from here, but I carried a few journalists around. And then even my security boy, everybody in the car, I said, let's turn to the CDC compound. I have never been there in my life. Many of them have not been there. And they're like, and there's a gate. So they open the gate, we enter. And I got there with my broom. There were over 500 persons at the compound. There are people there all the time. And then somebody, I had a broom papi with Councillor Gongloe. And then they started taking pictures of me. So we started on a good note. They started taking pictures of me. And then I told them, what's the leadership of the party? The city leaders were not there. The security chief was there. I talked to the security chief. I said, I'm here consistent with the spirit and intent of the Farmington Declaration. We signed a declaration to keep this election peaceful, to have a violence-free election. But no document can execute itself. We who signed the document must, by our conduct, make this document a living instrument as we go towards election. And the way to do it is for the partisans of the various political parties to see a congenial atmosphere created by the people being friendly with each other, so that going to election, it will be a competition of ideas, but not a competition of enemies. We don't want an idea to develop that we are enemies. No enmity in the process. And that is what I want to demonstrate yesterday. Well, you know, people say, why you did it? I have been a progressive young Liberian, now old Liberian. From the age of 22, I started going to jail for this country. People don't know me. When I see somebody now straight about this country, I talk it. Me and company, we say, they were older than me. I was the youngest, 22. And they say, oh, the little boy. Everybody say, at that time, I used to go to university at 26, 27. I was 22 and sophomore student. And they see I didn't say, maybe that's when I grown up, and I started speaking real student companion English to them. They knew I was a university student. But no, we have to do this. And I'm very happy that I did it, that God led me to do this. I pray to God every morning for guidance, for wisdom, for protection.
How you see your energy? Is it resonating well? Some may say, well, tell him you don't have money. The poor man lawyer don't have money. How do you see your strength, your effort, your party? 69
My party does not have money. I don't have money. But the world history I read, leadership has not come by money. It has come by wisdom, strength, and risk-taking. You know, for some people, I don't know about other political leaders, but several things have happened at CDC compound. Deputy Director of Police for Operation one time got ruffled up. Different things have happened there. Somebody got killed there during Unity Party time. So some violent things have happened there. And they have been pulling huge crowd at the compound recently. So for an opposition leader to go there in a way, for some people, was risk taking.
For me,
for me, it was normal.
Your chances in this election. Maybe someone will say, I mean, let's count the top four. Yes, it's no doubt. When you talk about George Weah, Ellis Cummings, Joseph Boyka, Tiawan Gongloe, your chances in this election. Let's look at it. You have visited almost all of the counties.
330 towns.
330 towns.
Outside the main roads. I'm not talking about Ganta and Swedru. I'm talking about Batigen, more than 2 hours away from Swedru. I'm talking about Philadelphia in more than an hour or two from Barclayville. These are the places I'm talking about. I'm talking about Bokesa. I'm talking about Bakwai Town across the river in Cester City. I've gone to places that people I'm talking about Bojesie Town in Riverside, or Zono Town in Grand Baza, or Honya Home in Maniland, far Pasagizia Town. I'm talking about these places, right? That nobody has been to. I'm talking about Wangekor. You know, of course, Wangekor is on the road, but there are other places I've been to. I'm talking about Herringstown in Buffalo County.
I mean, it's difficult to go there through the rain season now. You have visited this area.
If I have to go on motorbike, I will go.
What do you hear from these town and villages you went? What
They've
do you hear from
told
them?
me,
That, yeah, this is
they've told me
Tiawan.
we always see representatives of candidates come here. We have not seen candidates in our lifetime.
For presidents.
Yes, presidential candidates. They say even senatorial candidates, some of them Senate people, because senators cover a whole county. So some is challenging to go everywhere. But they say you're running for presidency and you come to our village. That the first time we've seen that, they're happy about that. In President Weah's mother town, Bakwai Town, they told me nobody else will get a vote here because we are behind God's back. No car comes, no representative, no senator, no superintendent ever been here, because they say in this Cester River there's Niji, and they believe that, of course, several canoes have capsized there. Why? Because that part of the river is near the sea, and the wave is so strong. So you carry your small canoe, most often it will capsize. So I rode and the mechanized canoe, the one that is finding people
The
carry.
smaller boat?
The smaller boat, but with machine, right?
Yeah.
It's motorized. So it took me 35 minutes to get upstream. So it means you paddling will be like 4 hours to get upstream. And I went in the post, we've never seen presidential candidate, we've never seen you.
But yet they still vote.
They still vote. And they say, we'll vote for you. I get a call from Sumo, from our village all the time, the teacher there. We always talk. And I'm happy about that. I've gotten to know Liberia so much, more than anybody in our history. Nobody running for the presidency has ever gone to even 50 towns.
Why the presidency? Why better president Tiawan Gongloe wants to do for Liberia? So people listen up to you. But if we entrust the leadership, well, vote Tiawan Gongloe. This is what he's going to do for our country.
We will use most of the money in the budget for the people: health, education, road, connectivity and maintenance, food security. I mean, buying machines to make farm, mechanized farming, putting caterpillars in all of the countries to build more farm-to-market roads and to maintain them, having education free for the children from kindergarten to 12th grade, opening free technical and vocational schools in all of the countries. That we talk about youth empowerment, having comprehensive sports program, entertainment program, opening the cultural center in Monrovia and even in the counties, getting the country moving again. Our tradition being learned by the young people, our young people being given opportunity to go for Olympic, to do high jump, track and field, to do, cricket, all of the sports, boxing that are learned by young people even next to in Sierra Leone. That's youth empowerment. So we have entertainment, sports, academics. Then the country starts moving. Because any country that does not take care of its youth can never progress. So we'll do that. And then we'll cut down the salaries of the politicians. We'll put more money. Can you imagine? And I'll repeat this many times because I know Abatia used to be a critical government. He was a radical when he was in the school because I was ahead of him. But I know we're in one organization called YCA that was very, very critical when he was in high school. How last year, Abatia President Pro Tem of the Liberian Senate, his annual take-home salary last year was $254,000. The annual take-home pay of the President Pro Tem of the United States, the richest country on earth, the donor country that donates to our health, our education, food security, and all of that, made $193,000. Do the math. Abacha made more than $60,000 above the salary of the President Pro Tem of the United States. That is not correct. If all the citizens of the United States knew that they were budgeting our money, they would tell the government not to send $1 here because we are misallocating the income generated from our resources. Not that we don't have money, but it's the allocation of our resources. And I'm saying we should allocate more resources to health, to education. How you can have a situation where there's no medicine at JFK, when you go there, they tell you, they prescribe and say, go to Lucky Pharmacy. Now, if JFK does not have medicine, that the hospital in Yela, or the clinic in Yela, Lofa County, that you expect to have medicine, or the one in Sidiken, the clinic in Sidiken, Maryland County, that you expect, or Jititabo. No. If the place here does not have, if government not built one school in Monterey County, in Monrovia, we used to have Monrovia Central, they go, Ellenby Scarborough, you know, all those schools. Government are renting private buildings to make sure there were schools available for the young people to attend. That is not happening. Hope for change is creating hopelessness in that area. Esther Baker,
no,
it's
not a change for hope. So what slogan you coming with now?
Change for hope.
And just to say above all else, the people.
A better Liberia is possible.
A better Liberia is possible.
A better Liberia is possible.
That is the LPP.
Oh yeah, a better Liberia is possible.
Okay.
And government is a place to serve, not to steal. That's what the broom is for, to make sure that no stealing.
Yeah.
So when we do that, this country will be moving forward. Because right now, you know, Unity Party took this country, transform it to maybe from a hog chicken road to a vampire. Because President Salif said, under the United Party government, my people will say we have correction of policy enemy number one. But under our government, it became, that's a transformational word. That means it was transformed from something else to a vampire. So a less harmful bird, maybe a hawk, chicken rope, to a vampire. Now sucking him on blood.
12 years United Party.
Right.
6
Under this
years
government,
CDC.
Under CDC achievement is that under the CDC government, Liberia became the 10th poorest country in the world.
We'll check it out.
It is on the, check it right now on the Google.
Okay.
It is the 10th poorest country in the world. It is shown right now when you go downtown. Kobo, we don't have Wall Street here to look at the economy. That Wall Street are right in the street. Kobo right now, the lowest price of Kobo, except CDC headquarters that saw Kobo for $200 yesterday. But because it's divided free rate.
No, you don't eat Kobo.
No, I eat Kobo.
Okay.
I do.
Yeah.
So
but Kobo is still $150.
No, they're not true. They're not true. Kobo is $400 on Randall.
So when you become president, Kobo will be $50. Is that what you're saying?
We need to start growing rice. The only way to reduce the price of rice in this country and to make it available for all Liberians is for Liberian government to commit to growing rice, to empower the farmers. And that is why I say, under my regime, under the LPP regime, we will buy machines, all farming machines, and distribute them among the farmers in the 15 counties to make big farms like Cocopa, the Sahara Rubber Company. If we grow what we eat, huge amount of rice that we grow, I mean, that we eat, we start growing that. Liberia in 2-3 years might become a rice exporter. And instead of a rice importer, right now, we spend not less than $200 million a year. That money here could go to our health, our education, and buy more machines for farm to market road. When we have a fertile soil, right in your yard where you live, the oranges and plum trees and everything that were not planted by anybody. They just ate the plum, they dropped the seed, it started growing. They ate the oranges, they dropped the seed, it started growing. That is Liberia. Very fertile. All we need to do is for government to make use of our comparative advantage in terms of the fertility of our soil so that we can grow more food in this country and become food exporter, not food importer.
Well, that is good. Council, I hope you are getting me.
Yes, you loud and clear. Loud and
I can
clear.
hear you.
Yes, that is good. So my question is, let's look at your policy on government of inclusion. You know, over the time, politicians, especially in this regime, people have said, well, the government is concentrated in certain region and all of that. What kind of government do you intend to run in terms of inclusion on the basis of job? I mean, on the basis of even directing development priorities.
Okay, besides the fact that the question of including everybody in the governance of this country is in my 10-point agenda, especially even with gender issues. I say, if I have 20 ministerial posts, 10 will be for women and 10 for men. And among the 10 men and women, there will be physically challenged. I insist on that I'll make a physically challenged person a minister. Look, when our minister of labor of Liberia, my colleague from Lesotho was a blind man. And you know, Lesotho will sit next to Liberia because of alphabetical. And he said, I was a young leader. We need to do that. You know, Paramount Chief Franklin of Nimakan is a blind man. And he gave me this quote. I always quote him. He said, Councillor Gongloe, disability is not inability. And I agree with that. And my student Joshua, who just graduated from law school, showed that he scored better grades in my class in the law school. The 3 courses I taught him, the men at the board could see clearly. He performed much better. So we need to include everyone. Besides that, there is a law that requires, didn't say may, executive law, if you do your research, section 10.2 of the executive law of 1973 said this: as much as practicable, the president of Liberia shall appoint at least 1 minister from each of the counties of Liberia. So it means before you can have 2 ministers for any county in Liberia, right now, since we have 15 counties, you better have 15 ministers from the 15 counties of Liberia. It is by law. Any president that does not do that is in violation of his oath of office. Because as a law that has not been amended or repealed, it's still the law. So our law requires inclusion of everybody from the 15 counties. And if you are a good president like I'll be, then you start including gender, mixing the gender and the physically challenged people, all of that into the 15. And then you can add more. You know, the parastatal organizations, you know, the government agents and public corporations, and even ambassadorial positions, all of that. Those appointments must be made consistent with the composition of the population. And to know that everybody will say, but people are elected in the legislature. Our lawmakers were wise to know it is the executive that runs the government. That where the purse is. Everybody must have a share of that purse.
You have to be careful in that so you can fall in problem with your party, because you soon hear your parties and say, oh, we suffer at the end of the day, they're giving a big job to other people.
But members of my party are from all of the counties. You see? For example, I'm the standard bearer of my party. The chairman of the party is from Lofa. The vice standard bearer is from Bonkane. Well, listen, the chairman of the National Campaign Committee is called Dr. Johnson Jipley. He's from River G, southeastern Liberia. All right? So already we are taking into consideration when I say, oh, this government got so many southeasterners in the government, so we are going to form a male government. No, we will not do such thing. Besides what I've learned, I follow South Africa close, and one of my mentors in leadership is Nelson Mandela. I was a United Nations observer in South Africa, young, in my 30s, in Utene Kwanabutle, in the Eastern Cape. When young Cyril Ramaphosa, no gray hair, fiery speaker, came and he was leading the campaign that day. We were having our UN fest with Senator right before them. And he said, comrades, the time is coming when the smiling, oh man, that's Mandela always smiling, will be sitting at the throne of power, on the throne of power. And Bola de Klerk will be standing in front of the unemployment line. Mandela was a great leader. That evening, before the 7 o'clock news carrier, quoted Mandela, Leaders of ANC should stop making reckless and irresponsible statements. I do not want to replace the oppressors. I want a rainbow nation. That ANC government will be a government for all South Africans and will not replace the dictators. That is leadership. And that is why when my youth wing, Gongloe youth wing, came and said something about ECOWAS in the derogatory way, I didn't even let the day end. I immediately responded. Against my most loyal followers. They call themselves you for Gongloe, and they are really committed. But that's leadership. I had to consider national interest, regional interest, and speak frankly. As you see today, Ramaphosa is president, which means you are one of the, committed members of ANC. But Mandela did not lose an inch. He didn't let any time pass. He criticized them. So I have said to Liberians in China, I speak to Liberians all over the world. Recently, I spoke to a Liberian in the Union of Liberian Students in China. They had their national conference, career day conference or something, and I was the keynote speaker. And the topic was competence or partisanship in appointments, in composition of government. And I said, competence.
Okay.
Competence, not partisanship. Okay. Competence. That is, you need partisanship to win election, to campaign. But you need among the parties and other Liberians to take the best. So you have one neurosurgeon who is a seditious, for example.
Okay, when LPP wins the election now. Yeah. When your party have won the election.
LPP wins, and then you want to set up a neurological department and put a head to it as a government position. And the only neurologist is from different party. Or from Unity Party or from any other party. And then you say, because he's from that party, you will deny Liberia of what it needs to move forward. That is wickedness. That's not leadership. That's narrow-mindedness. I can never subscribe to that. We'll take the best so that the country can make progress.
Council. I mean, great word. Campaign starts on Saturday. Is everything okay? Your financial muscle? You're not paying people to vote? Are you okay to go from one county to another county to move everywhere? You seen other political party having the vehicles all branded. That scares you away. Tiawan's just driving around with just 2 or 3 vehicles. How prepared are you?
The people who have very big billboards around make me happy, because at least the people will know who not to vote for. Because the people will know their faces.
Oh.
All right?
Oh, so you put big billboards.
Yeah, all the people, especially CDC, they have done well with billboards all over the country. I was way in Kwakabata, I saw one big billboard. I said, good. At least you all know who not to vote for, right? They said, but you are our candidate. Look, I've been an election observer in many countries. One country I went to Ghana.
What kind of interpretation
But they're too confused by that.
But I want to tell you now, let me end. Give me 1 minute.
Go ahead.
Atta Mills, poor university professor.
You're Atta Mills?
Yes. Atta Mills was running against Nana Akufo, who there now, in 2008. Atta Mills posters were not even as big as the TV screen here. Small poster all over the place. Nana Akufo billboards were bigger than any everywhere. Giant billboards everywhere. 2, 3 in 1 quarter, all over Accra. But he lost majorly to Atta Mills. In fact, the night I arrived there, I was observing for Carter Center. I told the people the next day I would preview and say Atta Mills will win. They said, no, we can't even see the main picture. I rode 5 taxis that night. I took taxi from Holiday Inn to Kaswa. I came back, took another taxi to Dankwa, another one to Kwame Nkrumah. Each of the taxi drivers told me at the Atta Mills now, that Nana Akufo, they speak English, a white man. We not go understand English. Atta Mills could speak proper Ghana English. And the fuel prices way up, everything high. We're not going to get money to buy our kinky. Things are tough here.
I mean, that is Ghana. So, this is Liberia. This is Ghana. That was Ghana. This is Liberia.
I don't want to call him. I don't want to call him.
I mean, that's
I don't
Ghana.
want to call him. But let me,
Ghana. This is
you were
Liberia,
here, 2005. There were some people who, by the time you call their name, they just give you $. And people build houses out of the campaign. They have vehicles. They have money. They didn't even contact.
You need campaign budget, council.
They
Let us let go in a spreadsheet. You need a campaign budget for Kiba, for Nimba, for Lofa, for everywhere.
All of that. I'm not naive. We spend money going around. Even gasoline. Cars breaking down, you have to repair them. I was in Lofa when things got tough, and I called, I don't have money in my pocket, but I'm not poor. My character is money.
Okay.
Look, I stay in Zozo and just called one friend in America and said, look, my 3 vehicles are broken down, but I have to move. I stay right in Zozo. He sent me 2,000. I bought a motorbike in the next hour. So I don't have money in my pocket, but money will not stop me from winning this election. Because already, even what happened yesterday, that I just told them and say, by chance, but this is a good idea. I was in interim government. We fought for peace in this country. I'm the only one in this election who has the ability to detect early warning signs of conflict. We learned all of that by experience from 1990 in the interim government. And so when I see early warning signs, I said, no, this election tension is building up. We have to reduce tension. And that's why I did it yesterday.
Okay.
To intervene. And I believe that singular act will make some generous people say, you know what? We want peace. And this man is a man of peace. Even the way I'm going to... Do you imagine a man like me, a political figure, slept in 2 zones? You think that by chance you do it? You take risk as a leader. Good risk. But no leader coming to power will put unity and reconciliation in the country on one side. Because we have to be united to make progress. I slept in 2 zones and they were so happy. I took it to be a simple thing. But they said to me, I said, you were sleeping, man. What? You sleeping here? They danced the whole night. They cooked food. The 20% I went, ate food left over. The next morning, I went to Zopena. Yeah, I spoke to the bar. I went all over the place. They were just so happy. But that's what we have to do as leaders. Think above the people and think in the interest and act in the interest. Look, I went to Kuwakwa Zozwale in Nima and slept there. Because when you're a big man in a town, when you die, it's like a big tree are falling. Your people become like orphans. But I went there to Zozwale to live the spirit of the people of Zozwale. That Kuwakwa is gone, but I still counted among Liberians. I saw his uncle, then the paramount chief, and it was good. I went to Western Town, in Paynesville.
Thomas Western?
Thomas Western. And they were so happy that I went to Paynesville, Sino County. It was deliberate. I've been to Jackson Town twice. Glonley. And I called Glonley the political shrine of Nimba County because that's where the first son of Nimba came from and had the audacity to run for election. And he did so well. The official results say he didn't win, but he did so well throughout the country. The Dr. Wolokoli, they were counting the ballots. The results are coming by telephone from all the country. So you cannot discount Blowley. And they were too happy when I went and spoke on radio and said Blowley should be considered in Nimba County as the political shrine. It's special. I do this to unite people, to reconcile people, to make everybody feel that they are important.
Okay.
So, and that's what I did yesterday. What I did yesterday, I'll do many more things like that. The next time I'll go. Yesterday was impromptu visit. Because, you're a young man. Every day, the woman, your girlfriend make up, you probably see she's beautiful. But when you go 6:30 in the morning, then you really find the real beauty. And from yesterday, I can conclude that Liberians are peaceful people.
Okay.
They are very peaceful because I went there, nobody was belligerent. Nobody said, what you come in to do here? Everybody was like, and I was surprised visit. Let's keep it that way.
Okay, Council. So somebody sent a text say money is not an issue, he will win. However, I think this person supports you. But Council, you are seeking to become president of Liberia, and if you win, you'll be one of the leaders in ECOWAS. Just in a minute, let's get your thought on this issue of in the region. Niger is the current hotspot.
I don't even want it to end. I condemn coup d'etat in all shape and form. It's just wrong. We experienced it. We were fighting to transform this country politically. Moja and PA were the two leading political organizations. PA had formed party. We had Congress in Moja in March to form a party. President Tupper had promised us that in 1983 he would step down and the election would be held. He told the Tree Party people, you better organize because I'm not going to stay here. Tree Party took him seriously. Emmanuel Shaw, my friend Mohammed June, all these people, they organized a special quadrennial congress in Basa in 1979, no, early 1980, right? Saying that, look, you hear Tupper say he was stepping down, we better reorganize. I think it was January or February 1980. Everybody was preparing for election. Then who told the boys from the barracks to come join me? They just pour out everything for us. And from that, we have not recovered from that time. Okay. Because if the politicians, the progressive politicians are taking over, some of the people today, the standard would have been so high that some of the people who are running for president today will have said, no. I can't run. The thing too high for me. But it is that disruption. Do you know we have only one caller in the police? That the police, the director of police. Right after the coup, the next day, plenty of people had that white uniform and they were all corners. So we were being controlled. I had the police started breaking down. We saw
so they used to have one corner.
Yeah. That the director of police was the corner.
Only he wore the white.
Yeah. No, the other, captains, majors, and other commissioners people, lieutenant colonel then. But when you have 15 corners in the police, who would take order from who?
Okay, there should be one corner.
Yeah. So we had a breakdown of law and order. And it's been difficult to get it back, even up to now. In the military, every 2 minutes people became generals.
So those
yeah. No, you have the
Major
lieutenant general,
the
they have major general like that. The commanding general. All these people were there. There were not many, but 2 minute major generals came. 2 minute generals were all over the place. And went into the immigration. So we've been fighting hard to just put in. So I don't want military coup. And every time the military program within the condemn begin doing more, that corruption business, imagine that law and politicians be corrupt. One more when you really by decree. You just work out the money, you issue one decree. That law. And, so military government, we should be unanimous in condemning what is happening in Niger.
Okay. Great.
Yeah, a couple of calls.
Yes, just speak from your end. Yes, so you announce on them, but just speak from your end.
0770-202579, 0770-202579.
Okay, so let's speak of former lawmaker Mecca quickly. The men would know people they don't go to the line to go vote
before
for
you pick it up.
He became
I want to tell the
lawmaker.
boys to get by and District 9. Thank you for a big program they had over the weekend for me, endorsing me. Let me tell them thank you on this big, because they can hear you in District 9. So
District 9, Nima County.
I want to tell them thank you. They made me proud.
Nobody
will say the street, the horse is not selling, so the street will not buy. My people support me. Glaze up here, Gawi, everybody support me.
Very honest, Coty morning.
Good morning to you, good morning to Maka Baka, and good morning to my good friend and brother, the Honorable Councillor.
They
made you vote for you.
Police barracks, so don't forget my name.
Yeah, I will not forget it.
When I was in the 3rd grade, you were in the 5th grade.
Yeah, that's right. I remember that. Okay. I'm not a big fan of Darren Cllr, but he made a statement one time when Councillor Gongloe decided to run for president. And this is one place I really agree with him, and I still remember that up to today. Dylan said, and I quote, if a man like Councillor Gongloe can say, I want to be president, and this country did not shake, then we got a problem. I too agree with him 100%. And Dylan said that simply because of the track record of this gentleman. From way back his school days, like he just mentioned, I have known him for over 50 years, way back on Kim Johnson Road, when I was going to SDA, going to gas school, way back.
That's true.
This man has not changed. Councillor, your decision to visit these other parties yesterday was not only unprecedented, but patriotic. And you see, people have always said, power can change people. No, power reveals people. It tells people who you really are. I'm not in your party, but my brother, I pray for you.
Okay. You pray for him.
Yeah, if it doesn't happen
Okay.
inside, I hope to see it in my lifetime. Thank you.
Okay.
But
Then you're a good friend to the president. I didn't put you right there.
No, President Big Brother. President Big
For
Brother.
the president, big brother.
Good morning.
Yeah, Maka, go ahead.
Good morning.
Well, good morning, Maka, and good morning to the learning counselor. Well, my name is Abdullah Golafale, and I speak to you from district number 4. Well, I have a concern and a question to ask, and also
Go ahead.
Go ahead. That's why you call.
Okay. We have gotten an offer, an information relating to the honorable counselor, and also stress on corruption. And there's an information that is circulating in his page and other information that it has something to do with corruption. There's a few group of people live in the United States, and they from Nimba. This guy, they told him why to be helping the council, which is some people who work with him, the drivers, the cook, the security, and Yabo.
Go to the question.
Of course, I think this guy, they are about 5 in number. And this group that is established in America from Nimba, they pay $150 United States to the councilman so that he can able to pay this guy. But the information now we're getting, reliable, that this guy getting $80. Honorable man.
Okay. Okay. Instead of the 1/2. Okay.
Okay. Good morning. Good morning.
The line bad.
It's very terrible.
Very bad.
The line is bad. Good morning. We'll stop that, man.
Sorry. Good morning, Martha.
Please move away from your receiver. Go ahead.
Let me say morning to your studio guest.
Morning.
Good morning. We met. The first time I met was in Tori when your brother died because your late brother was married to my grandmother in Tori. I think you have family there. You want to talk about
Yeah.
met there.
Yeah.
And you are a good man. The only thing, somehow we already in a party that we can say this because we love the party. But indeed, you are a good man. We pray if you have age 2029, the grandpa already going to look your side. But now the election is just between Joseph Waka and Tawia. But I know second round you can support to the Unity Party. I want to say
Maga.
Bless you. Thank you.
Good morning.
I know who supporting Sir Joseph and she voted Joseph Boga.
Good morning, sir. Good morning.
Well, my name is Saye Gongloe from Singapore, Tiawan district.
Okay.
I want to congratulate my uncle, my father, for that good thinking about our country. You see, Brother Micah, we keep talking about money, about somebody who cannot participate in election, we will be going wrong. Because no one would like to spend their money and they will not be it back. So there are some people we can hear them saying, let it bring their money, we will eat it. You will get the money before I vote for you. But you are forgetting to know that that person sold their property. They sold their land, their house.
Oh,
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah, so just maybe you can do two more calls.
Just 2 more calls. Yeah. I'm sorry, slip up. I think your call was harmonized.
You got someone coming through?
Yes.
Good morning, Mata.
Good morning. Go ahead quickly.
I call for coffee to borrow. Let me say good morning to the honorable man. I think he's a good